Dear children, welcome back to the channel. We are discussing about convex lens and concave lens, right? What is this? This is biconvex lens. Yes, you know this. In last video also we discussed about this. What about this? This is biconcave lens, right? Biconcave lens. Now, whenever you are taking this surface, the center of curvature will fall that side. Let me point this point as a C. I called it as C1. For time being, let us take it as C only. Next, this is also one spherical surface, right? Its center of curvature will fall this side. Let me call this also as C. Whatever line is joining this is called as principal axis. That also we discussed. And this is optical center, center of the lens. Now in the last class what I told, as this is the first refracting surface, I called it as C1 and this one as C2. Okay, similarly you can decide here also. This is one refracting surface. If you complete the sphere, the center of curvature will fall here. Let me call it as C. As it is the first refracting surface, I called it as C1. And this is the second surface, so C2 will fall here. Yes or no? So whatever line is there, this is called as principal axis, that center is called optical center. Here there is one confusion. Here C2 is there, again C1, and here C1 and C2. To remove all this confusion, NCERT they did one normal thing. They generalized. What is that? For example, this is the biconvex lens and here will be C1, they told like that. And here will be C2. In the biconvex concave lens, already it is there. In biconcave lens, what is there? Here C1 and C2, already it is there. Okay, but here it was C1 and C2, they removed this. They removed, and this is fine, and the same thing is repeated here. They told like use C1 and C2, C1 and C2. What I am trying to say is that don't go behind the first surface and second surface. According to this is the first surface and here is the C1. No. From now onwards you should put the first side. On left side you have to put C1 and that side C2. Same here, C1 and C2. And about focus you know, right? Here I will get focus F1, here I will get focus F2. You know about focus, right? I explained in the last class. Parallel ray of light. One parallel ray of light is there. Two parallel rays I have taken. After refraction, they meet at a point on principal axis. That point is called principal focus. The reverse is also fine. Whenever parallel ray of light come here, two parallel rays of light, after refraction, they meet at a point that is called focus. Here also it is clear. One ray of light is there, it is diverging. One more ray of light, it is getting diverged, and wherever they meet, that is only called as focus, and this is F1. Here same way I will get it as F2 also. This is discussed in the last class. From now onwards, whatever lens I have, for example I am taking biconvex lens, here I have to use it as C1 and F1, and here I have to use it at F2 and C2. The same is the case with biconcave lens also. Is it clear? Is it clear, children? Okay, fine. So let me rub it off and let's get into next section. On the left side, you are going to put it as C1 and F1. On the right side, you are going to put it as C2 and F2. Okay, fine. So let's get into next thing. That is rules for ray diagram. Rules for ray diagram. Auto rules to draw. Rules to draw you can write. Rules to draw ray diagram or ray diagrams in lenses. Yes or no? There must be some rules, right? So let us discuss those rules. Very simple rules are there. First rule is like this. Let us take this as the, what is this? This is biconvex lens. And here I am having center of curvature C1, here I am having center of curvature C2, and here I have F1 and F2. Okay? If any parallel ray of light is there, a parallel ray of light to the principal axis after refraction passes through principal focus. What is this? A parallel ray of light to the principal axis after refraction passes through principal focus. Done. Same is the case with the biconcave lens also. Let us see here. Okay, this is the optical center. Here also I got it as optical center. I have C1 and I have F1. Here is F2 and here it is C2. Okay, I have got one ray of light. After it will be diverged, but when you see from here, it feels like it is coming from center of curvature. A parallel ray of light to the principal axis after refraction appears to come from principal focus. It is not coming from principal focus. It appears to come from principal focus. Whenever it is convex lens, parallel ray of light to the principal axis passes through principal focus. Whenever it is biconcave lens, a ray of light after refraction appears to come from principal focus. This is the first rule. And second rule. Let us see the second rule. Very simple. I have got the biconvex lens, and here is the focus, and here is C1, and I have got F2, and I have got C2 here. Okay. If any ray of light is passing through principal focus, any ray of light is passing through principal focus, then after refraction it will be parallel to principal axis. A ray of light passing through principal focus, after refraction it is parallel to principal axis. Same is the case with biconcave lens also. Okay, let us see here. This is the optical center. Here I have got it as F1, here is C1, and F2 and C2. Now see here how different it is. A ray of light, for example, let us take it as F2. If a ray of light appears to fall on principal focus, see here, it cannot pass like this. It cannot pass through this principal focus. It appears to fall on principal focus. Then after refraction, it is parallel to principal axis. Very simple. C1, F1, F2, C2, they are there. This ray of light, it is not falling on principal focus. It appears to fall on principal focus, and after refraction, it is going parallel to principal axis. Is it clear? Second one, here in convex lens, you have to say it should pass through principal focus and it will be parallel to the principal axis. But here, it appears to fall on principal focus, and after refraction it is parallel to principal axis. This is very clear. Let us get into third rule. Okay, very few rules are there. Again, the biconvex lens is there. This is the optical center. If a ray of light is passing through optical center, it goes undeviated. It is not refracted. It will just go. It will go with the normal path. Here it is getting refracted, no? But here that is not the case. Here it will just go just like that, undeviated. Okay, same is the case with what? Biconcave lens also. Here I have optical center. If a ray of light is passing through optical center, it goes undeviated. There is no deflection. Okay, fine. So that is also clear. Let us get into fourth thing. The fourth thing is same. The repetition of this only. If any ray of light is passing on principal axis. Yes or no? Here will be F1, C1, then F2, C2. All those things are there. If a ray of light is passing on principal axis, of course it is passing through optical center. So it goes undeviated, it will go straight just like that. Okay, all these rules are very clear to you? Okay, fine. Let me say you one more thing. Whatever focal length I have here, this focal length F, okay, so it is F1, no? Then this C1 is 2F. This distance is double of the focal length. So that's why this C1 point is also known as 2F1. We write it as 2F1 also. In NCERT, instead of C1, they have used it as 2F1 because it is double of the focal length. Here also, instead of C1, you can use 2F1. Here also 2F1. And instead of C2, you can use 2F2. Here also 2F2. All those things you can keep on writing. Instead of C2, from now onwards, we are using which letter? 2F2. Will be used because double of focal length. Here also you can write. For example, I am writing F1 means next I am going to write it as 2F1. Done. That's it. Next, if I am writing a C2 here, not C2. Here F2 means I am going to write it as 2F2. 2F2 is nothing but C2 only. But let us not use that. As per NCERT, and question will be asked by taking 2F2 into consideration. They are not taking C2. They are taking 2F2 only. 2F2, F2, F1, 2F1. Here also, for example, F1 is there, it has to be not C1, it has to be 2F1. Here F2 is there, again I have to write it as 2F2. These are the rules and regulations. These are the rules to draw ray diagram in lenses. We have studied ray diagram in mirrors also. No? So in the same way, ray diagram in lenses is also very important. Okay, in this class only this much, because if I continue with other ray diagrams, the image formation in convex lens, image formation in concave lens, it will not be completed in this video and you won't be understanding much things. So that's why in this class I told you about all the parts of the lens. What are those parts? Just repeat them. Let me rub it off and let us revise it, whatever we have discussed. All the rules anyway you got them, but finally let us write this. For example, this is a biconvex lens. It is going to be the optical center. Here it is going to be F1 and here it is going to be 2F1. here f2 and 2f2. This is the standard thing what we are going to use in the further videos. Whatever coming videos are there, we'll be using only this thing. For example, I have one biconcave lens like this. Okay, this is the optical center. If I write this one as the f1, this has to be 2f1, not c1. If it is f2, it has to be 2f2, not c2. We are not using c2 here. c1 and c2 is correct, but we are not using here now, because as per the NCERT standard, we have to study these things. Okay, in the next video I will come up with the image formation in convex lens and concave lens also. Till then, keep on studying. Thank you very much.